Ruth Davidson was jeered in the Scottish Parliament on Wednesday after shaming the SNP for rejecting Boris Johnson's Brexit deal. The Scottish Conservative leader at Holyrood accused the SNP of contortions and hypocrisy over its opposition to the Brexit deal as she attacked the SNP's blind loyalists. Responding to First Minister Nicola Sturgeon in a debate on a legislative consent memorandum for the Brexit agreement, Ms. Davidson said the choice was between a deal or no deal and said the SNP was stoking up division. She said, "To vote against the deal is to vote against zero trade, zero tariffs, to vote against deep security intelligence cooperation, never before, offered by the EU in such an agreement. It's voting against participation in science and research and space programs. It is voting against agreements for airlines and hauliers and is voting against securing access for our fishermen to markets for their products, and is voting against recognition for geographical indicators like Scotch whisky, Stornoway black pudding and Arbroath smokies." Ms. Sturgeon replied, "Every single thing that Ruth Davidson has just listed, we had as members of the European Union." Ms. Davidson continued, she, Nicola Sturgeon, is marching her troops into the no-deal voting lobbies and giving all of this up. The Scottish Tory leader in Holyrood claimed Ms. Sturgeon ordered her troops into Westminster with her no-deal Nicola banners kept high. Meanwhile, Scottish Labour leader Richard Leonard said the Brexit agreement is a bad deal, adding that leaving the EU during the coronavirus pandemic is an abdication of responsibility without modern parallel. Addressing his party's opposition to the deal despite MPs being whipped to vote for it in the House of Commons, Mr. Leonard said there was no split because they were voting on different propositions. During the Holyrood debate on the Brexit deal, Mr. Leonard said, "A vote against the proposition in Westminster today is to risk the chaos and damage of a no-deal outcome. And you can't say by voting against it, as SNP MPs will do today, that wasn't what we meant. That's what will happen, which is why Labour MPs will reluctantly vote for the deal because the alternative would be chaos." The debate surrounds the EU Future Relationship Bill, which is expected to pass comfortably in both the Commons and the Lords with the backing of Labour. Meanwhile, at Holyrood, backing will be determined by a legislative consent motion lodged at the Scottish Parliament which states that the government should not consent to the inadequate and damaging Brexit deal with the EU.